retailers. Belinda, who owns the Lotto shop, is a knitting enthusiast, and she came up with the idea. Well, actually, it's an idea that's already happening in Europe, and she wanted to see it done here, so she badgered, and I always thought knitting was for old ladies, so initially I said no. And we ended up doing it thinking that we were going to get maybe a couple of trees done and it wasn't going to be a big deal. And the first year, last year, we got 17 trees knitted and it was enormous. So yarn bombing was started, I believe, in Denmark, and it was just knitting that came up in random places, sort of like a guerrilla thing. It was in bus stops, on trees, statues.
The idea was mine. I'd seen it on the internet. It's done all around Europe, America, England, and I just thought for Greaton, because we're such a community, we could do it here. Well, we're the Greaton Gorillas, and it's yarn bombing. I think it's got other names, but that's, yeah, Greaton's yarn bombing, yeah.
I don't think anybody who gathered initially knew what they were in for, but eventually they came around to our way of thinking, and we met once a fortnight and knitted woolen creations for the trees. There's a whole lot of people, from really keen knitters to people like myself who've never knitted before.
People just love it. Makes them happy. They come and they're just laughing. I could have sold this couch 5 times over, and the lamp probably 20, but yeah, it's really cool. We've got amazing plans for next year. Everyone's really enthused. I've had about 5 people say they want to join in already. Why? Got no idea, but it's just great. Makes people happy. I guess that's why, for me.
How did you get your head around the fact that you were knitting for a tree?
Well, because we were using oddments and bags of wool at home, most of us had bits and pieces at home, we decided we'd perhaps do a pink theme, and it just grew like topsy.
It's exciting, really, because you're thinking of other things to do. It's not like knitting a jumper or a hat, or you're knitting. It's artistic, and I'm not an arty person, but
apparently you are now.
I've got a little better. It's the fun of it, I think, and just to see what can come out of it, and meeting the people. That's when
I think it's really good to get together with those like-minded people.
When we had 21 trees last year, the impact was huge, and the reaction from the public has been quite. I'm astounded by it. People were still talking about it almost a year on, the yarn bombing in Greaton Village, and I think in the dead of winter it sparks a little bit of joy, I think, because it's really impossible to look at a tree that's wearing a sock and not smile.